global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Global Happenings Today YouTube channel. Many Nigerians have greeted the change of the national anthem with mixed reactions, but it looks like there's a different tone entirely as there is a free bill going on, a private bill being submitted and before the National Assembly, where people of ethnicity, people of ethnic nationalities should be able to freely exit Nigeria as at when due. But the question is, would it also allow the likes of Oduduwa, Arawa, and Biafra to quickly move out as they have been agitating for a long time? Let's find out what the bill is all about, how one can tap into it, and how many Nigerians will be willing to let go. But before we go into the news proper, kindly subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Beside it, you say bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Now, every ethnic nationality and people in Nigeria will have an unconditional right to self-determination. The promoter of a trending draft bill seeking a return to the regional system of government, that's Dr. Akin Fokohanda, has proposed. Now, the private bill was titled "A Bill for the Act" or "A Bill for an Act to substitute the annexure to Decree 24 of 1999 with a new governance model for the Federal Republic of Nigeria." Now, in the full proposal obtained, Fakpo Honda also suggested that the scrapping of the presidential system of government, reintroduction of the parliamentary system, return to unicameral legislature, as well as provision for self-determination by any section of the country which desires so, is written, I quote, "Every ethnic nationality and people in Nigeria has an unconditional right to self-determination within here delineated territories." Now, the sovereignty, powers, and authority to formulate articles of association towards any reform of the central federal government of Nigeria at any other time shall lie jointly and severally with all the ethnic nationalities occupying their respective territories. Now, every ethnic nationalities and people in Nigeria has the right to a full measure of self-government, which includes the right to establish institution of government in the territory that it inhabits, to equitable representation in the federal and regional government. Now, an ethnic nationality of people, all people, for the purpose of this constitution, is a group of people who have or share large measure of a common culture or similar customs, mutual intelligibility of language, believe in a common or related identities, a common psychological makeup, and who inhabit an identifiable, predominantly contiguous territory. Now, the bill promoter added that the 36 states of the federation should be scrapped and Nigeria should be returned to the regional system. Now, part of the draft bill seen on Friday had partially read part 1, preliminaries, whereas Nigeria, its peoples and government have been governed under Decree 24 of 1999 that was handed down by the then military government without the express consent of the people, despite the preamble of "We the people." Whereas the said Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended is not autonomous, as it does not evolve from the deliberations and consensus of the Nigerian people. Whereas the people of Nigeria now desire and effectively demand for a change to a constitution based on federal regional system of government, whereas the federal and regional government are to operate within the provisions of this constitution. It is within the discretion of the ethnic blocks within the state that constitute a given region to aggregate or disaggregate or as provinces, divisions, and districts, while being in control of their affairs without let or hindrance at whatever level of governance. Whereas the 1999 Constitution as amended is a schedule of a military decree now deemed to be an act of the National Assembly, for which the National Assembly have the powers to amend and or abrogate as expedient. Now, whereas the National Assembly, where so necessary and expedite, can invoke the doctrine of necessity to resolve any point of law for the good governance of the country Nigeria. On part 2, substitution clause. Now, the drafters propose that the National Assembly shall invoke its inherent powers to expunge the schedule attached to Decree 24 of 1999, often referred to as 1999 Constitution, as amended from the decree, which is now deemed to be an act of the National Assembly, to which the National Assembly have the powers to so do, and replace same with a new governance model for Nigeria effective not later than October 1st, 2024. This amendment is subject to a yes or no vote in referendum by the people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, it proposed. Now, this is actually a private bill. This is actually titled Private Bill for a Bill for an Act to substitute the annexure to Decree 24 of 1999 with a new governance model for the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and it was actually proposed by Dr. Akin Fakpohonda. The question is, will it be allowed? Will it pass through? If you're to make it public, I can assure you almost for free that most Nigerians, I'm talking about the common Nigerians on the street, will gladly embrace it. As in, scrapping quite a lot of arms. But the question is, these people you are telling them to scrap their arm that gives them power, will they agree? They won't now. It literally means that there will not be National Assembly, as it's now against a case of returning back regionalization, where each region now states, all these 36 states of the federation, it will no longer be there. Okay, it's not be a case of regions. Okay, okay, we have the regions now. Each of them now will form themselves. We're probably going to see things like Western region, Eastern region. I do not know if there was going to be Southern region, but I think based on what we have seen, that they've drafted 6 regions by virtue of South, Northeast, Southeast, Southwest, and all that. I think we are looking at 6 regions here. And we're looking at, if you're looking at 6 regions, we're also looking at 6 governments within Nigeria. If it's a sweet one, and that would also, so to speak, it will probably lead to, if that happens, we could be looking at agitators of both Biafra, Oduduwa, and Arewa coming together and asking for a vote for referendum. And if that happens, I almost can say that I don't need the soothsayer to tell me that within shortest possible period of time, as long as the referendum can pull through, I see people living the name Nigeria, forming their own. And I also feel personally now that these countries that borrowed Nigeria money wouldn't want us to break up, because if you break up, Southeast wouldn't want to adopt that name Nigeria. Of course, Southwest will also want to adopt that name Nigeria. So it will almost be a set if they make it at regional level, still maintaining the country Nigeria, but having that regionalization, they can easily get their monies. Probably look at what project went to what region and see how you can, generate back the profits and pay back those loans. But other than that, I don't see it happening. But why anything is possible? Let's go wrap it up. What do you say? Do you agree with this move by Dr. Ake, or do you think it's dead on arrival? Let's interact.
Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze.